Alright. We are live. The desktop music is good to go. We have stream. We have magic cards. We have another wonderful Monday to just chill out, relax, and hang out. How much longer that will be on Mondays, I don't know. But hey, the important thing is that we keep going. Count in the box, thank you so much for stopping by. Hey. Every time. Every time, I swear. Every time. I get up, I calibrate my chair. I get up, I go grab water, I go grab snacky, whatever I need, and then I come back and it's just I don't know why. I don't know why. I just completely. I'm sitting in the same spot, right? In the same spot. My face, my tracking is that correctly? It's a mad world we live in, folks. Anyway, so if you've been following along with the channel, then you know that Desmorn is not necessarily a very inspiring set. I am very glad for the break in power level. I'm glad that we're like scaling things back a little bit, both between Bloomborough and this set. It feels like we're not getting nearly as many of the super pushed cards. Oh god, and most things are gonna be better than Thunder Junction. But it's a good time to wind down. We're heading into the winter season. We're gonna have Pioneer Masters hopefully coming out this December. And so, kind of the same bit as last time. We're just gonna hang out, play Magic, keep tuning some decks. I, for one, have really been wanting to get to the Attracts deck. Yeah, I have tuned it up a bit. Definitely feel like playing some of the no rare decks today. It's hard to like argue against Banshee Light, although TV screen does have War. Fear of Imposters is pretty cool. Fear of Imposters is also like pseudo removal, kind of. Because like then you get a 3/2 chump blocker that you're just fine blocking with top of the counterspell. That's pretty nice. Like you can just block whatever they dread. There's almost no downside. It's just a counterspell that you can get on top of an enchantment. And then Direct to the Roots is an easier. Oh god, what am I thinking of? I can't remember what the term. Journeyman, hey, thank you so much for stopping by. So yeah, I've also got some tuning I want to do on Cloak and Dagger today. It's kind of been morphed into just a blue-black control deck with some reanimator elements and some really big creatures. If you look at the creature count, it's actually really small. But the creatures that I have in there are just like nice. We do have like assassins. We got this slasher. We got the Ruthless Ripper. So like this is another one on the docket today. Originally, I thought the plan was going to be, manifest a lot of dread, cloak a lot of cards, which you know, hey, we can cloak with like Cryptic Coat, and then Blanket with Thassa to get all the really big cards. And then it turned out no. Etrata doesn't cloak stuff off of our deck. She cloaks stuff off of their deck. Whoops. And then we got like oh my god, so many that we got. Like, no, that's Pioneer. And if I started playing Pioneer, I promise you, it would just be Convoke all the time. It would be like, well, did we win the game on turn 2? Yes? Great. No? Scoop it up. We'll try it out again next time. I do appreciate that red-white Convoke just like saves me so much time trying to do anything and everything. How do I feel about this? Forlorn Flats. The landscape gets us green. The green comes into play tapped, so then we're a turn behind. Flats comes down tapped as well. There's an elf, there's a Scarf Gorger, there's Harrow. I think we can. Yeah, that's kind of better. We don't have any black to actually play the Duress or the Triumph, but... Got Flicker of Fate. Could potentially play Lush next turn. Yep, that's a Caryatid. The downside here is that I would love to be able to get rid of that Caryatid. But at least now we can go Tireless Tracker, land, Bitter Triumph, potentially kill Joda. Okay, that's 4 mana. Oh, now we have to kill Goraclaw. I don't enjoy that. Because now they can just play Joda next turn. And I don't have any way to, like, stop them from just cascading a bunch of creatures. Like, the Goraclaw is bad. The Joda is also bad. But I guess this way I at least get to try and gamble that they are lacking in the 5th color they need. Although they could have, like, literally just any island, mountain, swamp and be able to play them because Plaza taps for any color, Caryatid taps for any color. This just feels bad. Tristani. Okay, so they have... Wait, hold on. Why would... I'm confused. I guess they're assuming I had some sort of additional removal. When it does, like, help play out some extra stuff. We don't have any way to play the Chupacabra, unfortunately. So that sucks. Otherwise, we could, like, Flicker of Fate and Momentary Blink. Yeah, I'm kind of, in a real pinch here. I need to pull out exactly a swamp. I need to pull exactly a swamp mixer in order to play Chupacabra to stop Joda from going off. Is this a budget list? This is. This is what was originally Amy the Amazonian's budget Atraxa list. I've made my own tunings and tweaks since then. But yeah. It's literally no rares Atraxa. Maybe they want to hold up Plaza of Heroes to be able to protect Joda. That's probably worth it. If they have a second legendary in hand as is, that's also really good. 1, 2, 3. That's enough to hold up Plaza of Heroes. So, like, they have protection on Joda. That's not bad sequencing if that was their goal. Just kind of really hurting for a double pip right now. Yep. Alright, then they cascade into another legend. Alan. But now they're tapped out, so if I rip... So if I manage to rip the swamp off the top, we're okay. Okay being a relative term. Because, like, the other fucked up thing about Joda is that he is just, like, a coat of arms for legends. So even if we kill Joda, then they just replay Joda. That is not a swamp. Ouch. Trying to make the budget list work really just requires us to be able to access quick and easy fast mana. One of the things I might be tuning the deck for is to just be able to access a lot of the artifact ramp. The deck was originally built to be more blinky and value-y, which I think is good. Atraxa works very well as a lone win condition if all you do is ramp. But the color requirement can get a little... this is not bad, though. Opulent Palace being one of our tri-lands means that we have access to 3 of our colors immediately, and then we have Deceptive Landscape to get plains, another swamp just in case we have any of those double pips. Going up against Kiora Behemoth Beckoner. I don't think I've really ever seen this card played as a commander. The fact that we are going to be paired up higher because of Atraxa does have me, like, leery. We can keep this, though. Fear Triumph does get rid of Planeswalkers. Go for the Throatkin. Well, there's just a halfling right there. Yep, there's Kiora. Kiora comes down. I don't think we're allowed to, like, just ignore the Kiora. I'd love to get the Druid going, but if they were to get, like, any sort of, like, big mana rock, they would have 4 mana, potentially, so they could go into, like, Key to the Archive. Let's just go ahead and we'll pay the 3, give it to Kiora for a turn. And then they'll just spend their turn ramping up. We have Fear the Imposters here, which is cool. But I'd probably just go Swordtooth to replay Big Creature. We have an Arid Archway. This is here because we have a explosive vegetation that can grab this. This is tap sack to grab up planes. We already have blue, but if we play the less Oasis, then we can potentially hold up counter magic next turn. I think holding the blue is actually... Like, go for the throw here deals with any sort of beater they drop. Like a... Let's see, not a Coglet this turn. Unless they have, like, double land. Oh, HERE Chasm is really, really bad for us, but we have to go for the throat, so that helps. We're gonna want 5 mana. I would love to play the Grazer. Add the Archway here too. How do I want to do this? Because the Grazer actually helps out a lot with the Archway. Helps mitigate the tempo loss there. I want to go 3, 4, 5. I think I just have to, like, play this out, right? Right. No. Let's go ahead and play out the landscape. We'll play out the landscape. Go ahead. And I still have double blue if I do this, right? Yeah. Now, if they cast a spell that we care about, we can counter it. If they don't, we'll just crack the landscape. We're at 4, 5, 6. Not too far from Atraxa. Alright, they're gonna do that. Atraxa, Kiora. Go ahead. Keep them off Kiora, because Kiora's gonna be like their biggest card advantage engine, I think. They do get the Manifest Dread, so they do get a free 2/2. But the 2/2 gets blocked by Grazer. So then, let's see. You can also, like, put the Grazer in, put in the Archway, replay the whatever lane we get off that. Invasion of Perulia. That's not bad. Let's go ahead. Here's Forest. Here's Grazer. Grazer bounces the puts the Archway in. Archway comes in. We could bounce the Desert, and then we get the Surveil. We already played land for turn though, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That kind of works. I'm just gonna grab the Forest. All right, reveal the top card. If it's a land or double face card, draw a card. And then we get the Scry 3 with these. I kind of want to grab the Timeless Witness, so that way we have the ability to re-grab more removal. So we'll put the Sage on the bottom, grab the Pit of Offerings. Now the real question is whether we're going to resolve Atraxa next turn or not. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. This does mean I can't crack the Deceptive Landscape yet, but as long as we have the Druid, we have white. What's the condition for Temple? Only if you control 10 or more permanents and only as a sorcery? They already have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 10. So they can transform... Yeah, they have the city scenes right now. Wait, what? Oh, right, the Sword Tooth. Okay. They do live up double blue, so it is very, very likely that they have... counter magic for Atraxa, so I'm actually going to shuffle away the Ewit. Secure our white mana. Go for a new draw. Hey, that's not bad. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so like... we can just recast Atraxa on the following turn if we need to, right? We Pit of Offerings. Pit of Offerings comes into play tapped. If we play Forest, we can hold up a blue to wash away their card. This means that we do set back our turn by a turn. But I think the tempo for this is pretty good. So, okay, they go in, they counter Atraxa. Mana Drain! Okay, that's a little too good. Hey, Ori. Thanks for stopping by. That was... the mana drain was disgusting. Like, it was obviously telegraphed, but I wasn't prepared for it to be a mana drain. This is just what? Transform? Okay, so it doesn't enter play, so they don't get to just draw a new card off that. Alright, no blocks. So now they have Cure. And we need to draw an untapped land in order to replay Atraxa. This sucks. We knew what the risk was, but... Alright, go for broke. Do it again. Alright. GG's. That's rough. I needed that to not be a mana drain. If they had spent their entire turn playing Kiora, it would have been fine, because then they would have not have been able to hold up the shark. Like, it could not have been more telegraphed, but we took the risk. We knew what the risk was. And if we stick that landing, if it's actually just like a bluff or whatever, then like, hey, we're living good. Renzo Crooked Jailer. This is another deck that really sucks to play against. Because it's ETB and the beginning of their upkeep, they get to heist, and then once each turn they can basically play one of the stolen cards for free. And our lands are not great. This is essentially a really, really slow layout. Like, the Paradise Druid is safe. Into the North is safe. This really requires us to be able to draw, like, additional lands. Both of these come into play tapped. The tapped lands are the things that suck most about this, I think. Am I allowed with the Plague Crafter? I think we have the mulligan. Okay, this is 3 lands. And we get the Druid. Thought Distortion isn't bad. Grenzo tends to be almost entirely control-based. Plus we have Binding the Old Gods on 4 as long as we don't get Thoughtseized. If we do get Thoughtseized, they probably take the Trawler and we're in trouble, but then we just get to like play this for... Alright, so they can't take our 2 lands at least. They Thoughtseize us, they probably take Thought Distortion, honestly. Like, Binding the Old Gods isn't doing a whole lot. Oh, hello. They can get rid of the Druid if they have, like, a Shoulder Edict. Otherwise, we can go into Clifftop Lookout. If they decide to play a Mana Rock, I'm very happy to play... Oh, okay. Well, I'm not going to risk my Druid, and we don't have any targets for the Binding. So let's just go ahead, drop a Frog, hope we hit something cool. I like the Lookout a lot better than some of the other targets, because the Lookout can just grab the top lane off of our deck. And here it does get us the white, so we're currently missing double blue. Yeah, we really need to step up the artifact here because the tap lands are what's going to kill us. Oh, that's Celestis. That is something I am very happy to bind in here. Binding can also grab us our blue source. So can Landscape. Alright, get rid of the Celestis. Just slow them down however we can. Go combat. Wing with a frog. Pass the turn. This is Abzan, so it only grabs us a swamp, forest, or plains. We will absolutely grab plains since that's what we're lacking. Gonti. Yep. The Slay the Spire music could not be more appropriate right now. Let's see, we can Thought Distortion them next turn. That's pretty cool. Or, wait, hold on. Nope, grab. Back that up. Now, if I was, like, really, really smart, I could probably dig through my entire deck to figure out exactly what it is they took. And best as I can tell, they took a trading card. Alright, let's go ahead and grab... 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can play Atraxa and just, like, be super ahead. I think that's what I'll do. I could go Thought Distortion, but really just want to make sure we grab... Ooh, Victimize is fantastic here. Let's see, Victimize over Cultivate. Yep, okay. Creature-wise, we have Rex Stage, Angel of Ruins, but that's also an artifact for us. Planeswalker's easy. Lands, we want more blue. Do you want blue-white or blue-green? This is an artifact, and we can grab an extra creature. I like Troll. And then we do have to discard down. If I discard the Angel, I can reanimate the Angel with Victimize. That's pretty pog. Even though I could just, like, cycle away the Angel for free. So, like, theoretically lost value. But, like, Atraxa just refilled our hand. And that is everything that we want Atraxa to do. Like, it doesn't matter if they kill Atraxa, because now, again, Victimize just brings her back with potential troll. You know what? Yeah, we'll just leave her there. We have the Victimize. They have to kill both of our creatures to do that. Uh-huh. Yep. Can you do it again? Alright. Managed to kill a bunch of creatures. Notably, I don't have a creature to play except for this troll. 3, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a little awkward. That is a little tiny bit awkward. This is also blue. I mean, I can just play out the troll. Like, a troll is a troll. Troll is a troll is a troll. Well, what did I say, right? They just had, like, all 3 removal spells. And now they can take out the Victimize, so now we don't get to get back our Atraxa. No! I am so punished for not Thought Distortioning there. Holy shit. Now, they do have to have, like, another answer to deal with this troll. Oh, they got our momentary blink is what happened. Okay. So I guess I get punished for being super greedy. Like, just super, super greedy. This is why this is why we have the Thought Distortion, specifically for control decks like this. Yeah. And now we just, like, lost all the value that we would have had otherwise. Sucks to suck. Eldrazi have tap for any color. Let's go ahead and play Narset. Activate Narset. Here's a wash away. That's pretty handy if we could actually, like, use it. Play the landscape, because we need more blue. And I'm just going to crack this now. F6 value. I just feel so... I feel bad. I feel bad. We were in a position to just, like, fucking destroy them, and we didn't take it. Ah! Why? Alright, you know what? Shame scoop. I had the wash away, and I fucking punted. I fucking punted. We're shame scooping that one. In no world, if I play that correctly, do we lose. Because the Thoughtseize takes out, like, what? 4, 5 cards from their hand? And then we're free to just unload Atraxa, keep out a 7/7 Death Touch Lifelinker that just wins us the game. That feels so dirty. Alright, which Kaido is this? This is the Camp Blocker attack. They draw a card. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, you can return one of them to their owner's hand, and then they can activate twice. Okay, so this one's going to be like Troll with a lot of evasion, I guess. We'll lead up on the Opulent Palace so we can play the battle next turn. Bamboo is tempting. Need to grab a white source. None of these are white sources. Is there a world where I want one of these anyway? Because, like, I could potentially play the Gulch next turn, I guess. And then we have Chupacabra still. We could potentially use the Kami as extra forest. No, I really, really, really want to see white. Or at least a way to, like, dig for white. Because we are getting destroyed and punished for not having any sort of, not just having more color fixing. I'm gonna have to use the Kami to get some extra lands here. Which, like, hey, it's not the worst. Since now at least we get extra forests. They're almost definitely holding up some sort of counter magic then, so there's no way for us to develop. Doesn't matter. I am so frustrated with this list right now. Like, multicolors on a budget is already, like, really hard to do. Timeless Witness. We're missing white. We've got our double black. Like, if we get that white, even just one pip, we unlock a lot of good stuff. Four, 5, 6. We're even just, like, one land away from being able to play Atraxa. But the land we have is, like, not the correct one. Meanwhile, we've just given the control deck, like, infinite time to sculpt their hand. That's kind of a plains if you squint at it. We are severely lacking in blue. Alright, so they're gonna counter that. How do we do this? Well, you typically have to just fight through counter spells by constantly playing spells. And we have enough mana to double spell, kind of. Ooh, what? I'll take that. I'll take another blue-white land. We're severely lacking. Let's see. We could play Timeless Witness. We could play OG. We could play OG into Timeless Witness. We could play Dog. Kind of like playing Dog right now. Just, like, get more stuff out. Like, they're not going to counter dog. Cultivate's a really tasty target. Let's go ahead and give it to him. Like, okay, they counter the cultivate. Yep. Now we pass the turn. We have at least dog on board, so we could just, we could try getting the Gargantuan Slabhorn to transform. Alright, go combat. Swing at Evasion. And then, what is this? This is 7? Alright. Let's go ahead and we'll play OG. We'll let OG get countered. Because again, we just have to, like, play stuff. Doggo can also bark and wagtail. You know what? It can. If the Doggo does that, well then, hot damn. Alright. This, Dissipate? Ah, come on. Alright, Timeless Witness. See, now what we're doing is we're making them chew through their counter magic, at least. It's a Shiba too, so it probably has an instant count with 100k followers. Ain't that the truth? Like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so they use a removal spell on the Bloodchief's Thirst. We're getting close to the point where we can consider actually playing Atraxa. I am going to go ahead and Eternalize Ewit here. And that lets us get back, what, the Companion for a redraw, Cultivate for more lands, or Angel of Ruins for a beater. I think Companion for a redraw. Have I noticed how Atraxas actually dropped in power? I don't think that's the case. Alright, neg 2, neg 2. Okay, so they have another kill spell. Because the tier 1 Brawl decks are so fast. I think that's really more of a how fast has the metagame gotten, rather than Atraxa dropping in power. Atraxa is still an incredibly powerful card. Like this, like you get this card down, and you're still very likely to win. But I do know what you mean, in which case, like, the meta's just gotten a lot faster. Okay. The fact that she takes a while to set up means that... Oh my god, that was on the end of my turn? Fuck. Let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, we're at the point now where we can just jam. Like, Atraxa gets countered. Okay, but we get to recast Atraxa next turn. Alright, here's Doggo. Doggo for the redraw. And pets. This is where they're going to try and start playing Kaido, though. And they can go plus Kaido, make it so the dog can't block, and then just draw an extra card. And they hit the Disdainful Stroke. I don't think we're getting this. Ugh. I feel like if you build Atraxa as a decent control card, then you're fine. Disdainful Stroke. Alright, so then let's go ahead and Chupacabra. Like, we can't cast Atraxa, but yeah, there goes that. If we Snappy, that's actually... If we Snappy a Snapcat caster, that's actually really bad and obnoxious. We only have 5 mana to work with, so we can't Fell and Despark. We're just like in a super grind out match right now. A grind out match where my opponent can grab a spell every turn. We're training 1-for-1 resources. At some point, they have to run out of counter magic, right? Okay, you know what? I'm done with this. When we're playing a budget deck, we just don't have any way to deal with that. Alright, let's take a look at the... Let's try tuning the deck real quick. Because, god damn, that was painful. After they run out of the counterspell, they just pull out black removal. I mean, it doesn't... The black removal doesn't hurt as much as the counterspells, though. Because as soon as Atraxa hits the board, she's drawing us like 3 to 5 cards. We're gonna need a lot more than Signet and Solar Transformer, I tell you what. The real chore here is just trying to do it on a budget. That's the real key. Like, so we have Map the Frontier, which is pretty cool. Because it grabs deserts, and one of the deserts that we get is Arid Archway, which is basically a crew land. Also Hand Disruption. Honestly, we didn't really even see the Hand Disruption in that last match. But it is good. It is very good. Like, if we had managed to draw in... If we managed to, like, see our Thought Distortion, we would have been great. Okay. I think Troll is still fine. Thought Distortion is just how we're going to get some of that. We have, like, some good value, but we can't be a Durley Blink deck. We have to be able to go harder into control. So, let's think about what we want. Unwanted Remake, so good for this. Although we're already playing black, so I guess we don't really need it. The 1 mana can help out a lot. The double black on both Fell Profane and Chupacabra is rough. The double... That's just double pips in general is really hard. But, like, Narset's a Planeswalker that gets us draw and then also helps us fight those draw matchups. I think I have to cut Fear the Imposters, even though it is an enchantment. Thoughtseize variants, I think that's probably where we're going to have to go. Duress is one of our better options, but I think we can go ahead and include a Mind Spike. Yeah, Mind Spike's perfect. That's an uncommon. Let's see. We're gonna want to make sure we get some more of these 2 rocks here. We're currently running 5, 4. Yeah, that would do it. Well, 15 basics. Then we're running all 2 of the Tri-Lance from cons that we can play. Man Tower, Snow Rock, yeah, yep. Snow Rock's going to be an important one to add back in. Let's see. So we do have Snow Rock. What other options do we have? Collector's Vault isn't really what I want because I don't want to be having to constantly pump mana into our mana production. If we really wanted it to be spicy, we could try putting in the Myrrh that eats 2 of our life in order to produce color mana. Snow Rock and Crag, Guardian Idol. Probably just like a bunch of 2 rocks to help us cast our colored spells faster. Also, let's remember to put on our filter here. A rarity filter. The whole reason why we're working on this deck to begin with. Color filtering. I wish it was better. High speed bike. We can't play Crag because Crag's a rock, but we can play like Guardian Idol. We can also play Mind Stone. Yeah, Mirror Convert. If you're willing to pay 2 life, and this deck is just low enough that I don't think we are. Maybe there's like some really beefy... No, the lands are part of what we want to make sure we're helping to ram into. The artifact on 2 mana will help us get to our cultivates, help us get to our explosive vegetations and stuff like that. I don't want to have to put too much into artifact mana specifically, because the lands are just a lot more harder to disrupt. Ending ye old Blood Moon. So like, yeah, we definitely want to get more of these 2-drops in here so we can start hitting more of our 4-drops. Path of Annihilation is fine. Invasion of Zendikar, good. Raven Chupacabra, good. Felt the Profane is nice because it is also a land. And having the additional land drops is good. The double black Pip, though, is rough. It's also just like a better version of the Zendikar. What was... Oh, God. What was the last Zendikar? Expeditions of Zendikar? No, that wasn't it. Zendikar Rising? I think it was like Zendikar Rising or something like that. Counter magic is also something that we'd probably appreciate, but we have to be careful about. When Amy built this deck, she went heavy on the enchantment, the creature value. So that's not like that's not a bad way to think about it too. You just have like artifact and enchantment creatures to help pull additional weight. Ugh. At the frontier, we have... Hold on. Playcrafter gets rid of creatures and planeswalkers, and then whoever can't discards a card. But we have a 2-mana zombie that says non-token. So maybe if we like... Okay. Oh, right, because I took off all the colors. That's why. Let's see. There's a commando there to act as a naturalize. Witch enchanter. Disenchanter. Also a land. We do like having lands. It's kind of like a Wreck Sage, except it's more expensive to get the effect. We can't play Lauren because Lauren's a rare. Remember, this is a no rares deck. Let's see. There might be some cool things in Adventure. Like, that's going to be our biggest struggle, is trying to find answers at common and uncommon that make this deck work. Like, Chupacabra is good because it's just a straight-up murder attached to a creature. Canker Bloom isn't bad. It's 2 mana, but it's a sacrifice, and we would prefer to stay ETB. Moldy Gem. Moldy Gem. Moldy Gem. It does search for a basic land, puts it on the play tapped, and then you can turn it into a creature later. That's not bad. Shoot the Sheriff. That's not bad. Actually, hold on. We are playing Blinky stuff, right? We are playing Blinky stuff, so we actually can try and get away with playing some of the Manifest Dread stuff. All right. Let's see. Let's pull some of our wants over here. So like Mind Spike. What do I currently consider a bit of a jury? We'll put the cards that we want to add to the side. Let's see. This makes a Glimmer. Put 2 counters on a creature. This is a Reanimate. A small Reanimate, mind you. Like, we could get the same effect off of like a Helping Hand, but kind of works. Oh, Fatal Push. Yeah, Fatal Push did get added on after the original deck was made. That's true. Let's take a look at these real quick. Bottomless pool and locker room could be good tempo. Does encourage like actually being able to hit the people. Meat locker slows them down. And then for 5-man, it's a draw 3 discard too. Like these modular cards are actually kind of cool. This is a draw 2, lose 2. It gives whatever technique loan, death touch. I do think Fatal Push absolutely fits in. Like we want more cheap removal, and I don't know if you noticed, but things like Infernal Grasp and Go for the Throat, they are good removal. But we are trying to do so much so fast that these actually end up getting crowded out. As awkward as that sounds. Let's take a look here. Twins can drip. That's like minimum value. What else we got? We did have witness protection. I think Eaten by Piranhas is a good card. Bounce a land. Unable to Scream is great removal. I agree. Hell, you know what? Let's just go ahead and like pull up the Duskmourn cards. Duskmourn is actually really great for this because of the Delirium. Silver and blue, right? Yeah. Yep. I love Unable to Scream. It's basically a 1-mana lockdown. What was it? What was the Archway thing? Like, here's the thing. Unable to Scream is a good card. It just has to be weighed against like some of the other removal, because we are playing black and white. We do get to just like straight up remove stuff. This is really good for being able to lock cards down, which we also have in the Witness Protection. Although Unable to Scream, does it to give it Defender? Base power and toughness 0-2 in addition to its other types. I mean, that's not a 1-1. It's not a 1-1. Really good versus enemy commanders. Exactly. Exactly. Don't Make a Sound. Don't Make a Sound is actually really good tempo counter magic. Like, if it was just a pay 2, okay, we have that effect a bunch already. But if they pay the 2, then we get to Surveil as well. That's not nothing. You once made sure Transform Totali could not make a sound. I'm a big fan of Faith's Fetter's effects. Any sort of pacifism effect that neutralizes all the abilities is fantastic. Let's keep taking a look here. I know we've got some other great stuff to work with. Just have to find it. Fear of Fail Test. Yeah. We want to try and like make sure we're getting ETB value, not necessarily on Connect value. Otherwise, I would be looking at something like Locker Room. Let's see. There's also like some stronger win conditions that you could play. You could play things like in Bolas's Clutches. If you want to pay 6 mana to take their commander. Faithful. 4 mana to return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield, only as a sorcery, though. People forget how scary Transform Totali is. I didn't. That's my husband's deck. And he loves playing big fuck-ass dinosaur. Nowhere to run. Stick Twister. Give you insect with their form. Let's see if you got Delirium. Each opponent sacks a non-land or discards a card, and then it deals damage. Each one doesn't. I thought Sporogenic Infection could be cool, but it just hasn't really impressed. Surveilling 1. It's kind of whatever if you don't have like go with that, I think. Withering Torment is expensive, and we don't really even need to pay that much for premium because we just have Banishing Light. Atali is a degenerate. I refuse to play him. Live or Die is kind of cool. I like that it's instant speed. Instant speed reanimate or kills a thing is pretty cool. Derelict Addict is just draw. to sack a creature or enchantment. Say its name can help dig through some stuff. But this is more of a graveyard enabler. Yeah, there's cool stuff, but also the budget here. Moldering Gem. Being a 3-mana the card that ramps. How do I feel about that over something like Cultivate? Rid of the Moss, Shroud Stomper. We actually just have access to like Unburial Rites. Rare of Affinity. There's the Googly Eye Spider. I love the Googly Eye Spider. I don't like spiders, but this thing's got googly eyes. It's hard to be terrified of it. In a way, Atali was at the start of the recent power creep. I don't know that that's correct. I think it actually goes back a little earlier than that. Like, Atali was definitely insane. Let's see. Atraxa was right before Atali. I don't think... That's probably not wrong. I feel like it should be... It goes back a little bit further than that, but I don't think that's wrong either. Let's see. There's found footage, which can help us go through. Okay. Like, there's some stuff in here that's cool. Trapped in the Screen is probably just one of the better ones because it has the ward. I Want to Remake is also decent because it's cheaper. Am I willing to like let them manifest Dread just to save on the mana? I might. I think if what we want to do is just cut some stuff down, then we're also looking at... Let's see. We're not looking at Bone Splitters or Bone Shards because that's just going to eat too many of the cards in our hand that we need. Unwanted Remake could have a home here as very cheap removal to push out some of the higher cost removal. Bloodcheese Thirst. Also filling in, it's kind of unfortunate that we have to kick Bloodcheese Thirst in order to kill the extra stuff, but that's kind of the world we live in. Brawl's definitely a lot faster since the last time you took a break. Yeah, that much I absolutely agree with. I do also like that it is faster, that decks like Atraxa are gonna have a harder time because they can't just straight up value without playing outright control. Decks are starting to homogenize a bit because some of the cards are overtuned. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, but I think that's always kind of been the case. If you've heard my my thoughts on channels like Am of the Amazonia and stuff like that, their decks aren't particularly artisan, in part because they do tend to rely on a bunch of the same staples over and over again for a lot of their decks. And I think, and that's in part just the nature of Brawl being a singleton format. I think when you have a singleton not a singleton format, a one-on-one format. When you have a one-on-one format where the only real incentive for creativity is how did they put this in my video? Basically, it's a competitive format, and like you can try and scale down your competition as much as possible, but because you're getting matched against random people whose goal is to win, your deck is going to have to just kind of stand up against whatever they play, and chances are they are going to be playing some of the best cards because those are the cards that help win. You have to have a lot of joy in being able to play kind of pseudo-competitively. I mean, granted, I did not play at all during Outlaws of Thunder Junction specifically because I did not like the meta at all, but that's on me. I own that. Let's see. This is destroy target artifact or enchantment, but it's also a lot of the 1-mana removal comes at a cost. We could also play Vexing Bauble to just like keep some of the freer spells off, but I don't know if that's as worth it in Atraxa specifically. It's not that set cards, but the extra card packs, which were from pre-arena sets that you don't like. I think that's completely fair. A lot of those cards are incredibly powerful, and they've absolutely changed the format. I, however, am of the opinion that it's changed the format for the better. Having things like Ragavan, specifically pushing out some of the decks like Atraxa, pushing them to be a little leaner and a little faster. I think that's honestly pretty decent. Risk Studies is annoying, but I do enjoy asking my opponent to pay 1. Would you like to pay the 1? Let's see. Single Paint isn't bad. There's Kaya's Ghost Form. Could play Dreams of Steel. You already have the Haywire Might. Okay. So, we've already got some stuff. Let's go ahead and just, like, make some cuts here and figure out what we want to do. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we get just, like, one of these for free. I think I'd like to have the Mind Spike, if I'm being honest. Like, we cut Inferno Graft and go for the throw. We get to play Fatal Push and Bloodchief's Thirst. We lose out on the ability to actually, like, get rid of bigger creatures, which is a problem. But if we're just trying to, like, slow them down long enough to get our stuff going, it's less of an issue. Deep Cavern Bat I like for disrupting their hand. Bitter Triumph I want to hold on to because it also deals with Planeswalkers. Let's see. We have plenty of Blink enablers. I think Flicker Fate and Momentary Blink by themselves are enough. We also have Ligrella and Soul Herder, so that's perfectly fine. I'm not sold on Moldering Gem, even though it does have later value because of the Manifest Dread. I think it's currently fighting for Cultivate, Arrow. You'd probably find, like, more room for just slightly better ramp, I think. Oh, we also have Touch the Spirit Realm, which doubles as linking stuff. So that's pretty cool. But if we're going to put more artifact ramp in, we don't necessarily need more of the 3-drop ramp. We need to make sure we have plenty of removal. Let's go ahead and get, like, we have plenty of arrest variants. What does using only uncommons do to your opponent's selection? If you're talking about, like, the matchup in words, in terms of, like, how the deck is weighed, it doesn't do jack diddly. It literally does nothing. Atraxa is... The way that the weighing works, according to the devs, is that your commander will have the heaviest weight for your deck. And so by virtue of us playing Atraxa, we are going to get matched up against the stronger commanders. And it's the same with Pac, with Malcolm. I've tried this out with a couple of different budget builds. You are going to be seeing some of the better decks if you try and play a toned down version of anything. So the only real incentive we have to play this as a strict budget is that, one, I think it's a really cool deck building challenge. I like trying to figure out exactly what we can do with the limited pool that we have compared to all the other fun stuff that's in Brawl. The other thing is that it just feels good to, like, beat someone and you're like, ha, I'm only using 1 rare. You're playing Nadu. I'm playing Malcolm. And, like, my whole deck is just commons and uncommons. Did the inverse. Every single card in your deck was a rare except for the commander. Okay, let's see. Bell the Profane and Chupacabra being double black. That's something we're gonna have to keep in mind. Double black and double blue, I think, is the good thing. Then we're really gonna have to keep in touch. Muldrifter. Is it worth holding on to the Muldrifter for potential Blinky? I think it is. Probably not the Combat Thresher though. I think the Combat Thresher gets cut for another artifact creature. Because a 1/1 Double Striker that draws a card is okay, but at 3 mana that's also kind of slow. You got a Croxa deck that you've honed absolutely thoughty, but Croxa is kind of low weight. I think that sounds about right. The removal. That's a lot of removal. That's exactly what we want, though. We want to make sure... Actually, hold on. Where's our draw power? Part of our draw power comes from Atraxa, but we want to make sure that we have some that goes beyond that. So, like, there's Spirit Companion, there's Tatyava. Oh, this is removal. It's expensive removal, but it's removal. Ramp, 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 rampity, 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 ramp. Reflector, Soul Herder, there's Ashiok. Ashiok is surprisingly cool. Crossword, Cruel Claw, Balrog. Just a ton of mythics and rares. I think that's just a Brawl deck, though. Like, forgive me, I mean no offense, but I legitimately think that they just call that a Brawl deck. Reflective Mage. Actually, you know what? The Nightclub Bouncer would actually be really great for this deck. She's double blue, though. But if we can fix part of the color issues and be able to reliably get double blue, then she'd be really great for this, because she's a common. Victimize is really tempting. Gets back a couple of really good creatures. I want to see if we can make Victimize work. But we can't. But we gotta be careful about going too far down on it. On actual creatures. I've got the Flicker Fate here. What we could probably do is cut out the Ossification, right? Yeah, if we cut out the Ossification... just want to make sure... Okay, we can cut out, like, a couple of these cards. Oh, yeah. No, it's not that Crocs is special. It's just that Crocs is kind of low for command of power, so it gets matched with relatively weaker decks a lot of the time. Oh, I get you. Okay, I'm following. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm picking it up and then putting it back down. Because it's not mine. I should have asked before I picked it up. I apologize. Oh my god. Okay. I'm seeing something here. This deck is lacking for just like pure card draw. Like, I know Atraxa is the big refiller, so you are inclined to just put most of your resources into ramp. I feel like we could probably do a little bit better than just Spirit Companion Muldrifter, though. Like, Muldrifter is actually probably just worse than putting in the Thresher. Because the Thresher at least has Double Strike. Especially block a little bit better. Golden Egg, Deadly Dispute. If we could just, like... Let's think for a second. We still have to make, like, 3 cuts before we can even get back to playing the game. Do we have any sacrifice fodder? Not sure what you mean by fodder. Like, do you mean fodder as in stuff that we like sacrificing and then potentially bringing back? If that's the case, then it's like, you know, all of our cards that have ETB effects are good reanimation targets. Ghast? Ghast is a rare friend. See, that's the tricky thing. Your go-to answers and solutions, so often they are rares, and you just have to be like, okay, how do we get around this? Witness is fine. I like this package that we have here with these 4. I guess these 3. Maybe we need like one more 4-drop. Shambling Ghast. Ah, I see what you mean. No, we don't really have any sack outlets. We're not really, like, doing any strict sacrifice and recursion type stuff. I think what I want to do... I'm willing to cut the Muldrifter and the Companion. And what I want is... I want more... I had everything set to 1. Let's see, invasion map, migration path. I might have to put migration path in here just to get like one more 4-cost card that helps us get to Atraxa. Yeah, fodder as in you want to sack it but not necessarily reanimate it. Okay, yeah. The Guardian Idol. And then Org is still fine. Let's cut the troll. I don't like spending too much time being stuck in theory crafting. 2-minute draw 2 with conditionals in blue. That is true. There's like the there's winged words if you have a flyer. I think you get a lot more of that in black probably, like Painful Quandary. Painful Quandary could probably be a good one. Oh, would you look at that? It's Emery. It's Emery. We're up against Emery, which is almost always some sort of paradox combo. We do get to lead off on a duress, and we have troll. But we don't really have like any strong follow-up. There's a reflector mage that we can use to bounce at Emery. If we manage to, let's see, could turn this into a green to play Binding of the Old Gods, we could try and make this. Alright, we'll start off with the Sprains. This is an instant. Yep, there's Wand. Tap, mill a card, start filling up for Emery. And Deceptive Landscape, absolutely. We could duress now, but I want to get, and we can hold up land for troll. But what I honestly want to do, I want to crack this for green, right? Yeah, I want to crack that for green. Let's see if we could just like slow him down for a turn then. Ominous Lockbox and Surgical Skull Bomb. I was hoping to hit counter magic, but no. Now they could just grab whatever they want. Let's see. This gives them a redraw. Whenever an opponent casts a spell with mana value equal to the chosen number, sack lockbox. If you do copy that spell, you may choose new targets for the copy. Alright, let's just go ahead and grab the forest now. I was hoping to hit counter magic because making them discard artifacts is pretty rare. You missed the paradox combos. Well, that's because all the paradox combos are in a better place right now. Yep, there's Emery. And unless we top deck another land, we did not get to do. Witch's Oven and Aether Flux Reservoir. This is what we call pin. I want to go Mindstone, Swamp. Ah, the sequencing hurts so bad. Okay. Here's Mindstone. We'll cycle away the troll. And we'll grab white. This is old and comfortable degeneracy. It's familiar. At least they can't cast the reservoir right this second. Probably could just go for like, what, the boots? They go for boots and equip boots. No, they're gonna go for lockbox. So it's almost guaranteed to be 7, right? When an opponent casts a spell with mana value equal to the chosen number, stack it, copy that spell, choose new targets to the copy, and they just get it in the tracks of their own. This is non-creature, non-land. I could always use the Reflector Mage prior to Atraxa. So that's something that we can do. I can Mind Spike into Land War. Getting the Reflector Mage up is not bad, but I can use Reflector Mage with the Mind Spike. Also drag to the roots. Let's just get our enchantment going. Destroy Emery. Try and slow Emery down a little bit. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get rid of Emery. They'll just recast Emery and they'll just fill their graveyard. Oh, hey, would you look at that? A Paradox Engine. Surgical Metamorph, Copy Binding, Shoot Binding, so that way we don't get the land. This is a disaster. Angel of Ruins, we do need... Let's see. We're always going to run our Angel of Ruins out right now because we need land drops. And if we do that, then I could grab just like a basic plane so that way we can still play out Reflector Mage and stop Emery for a turn. Not bad, but we also want Emery gone. This sucks. See what I mean by us needing to cast like multiple stuff a turn? I think we always play the Lambra Elf. I think... as much as I don't like it, we have to grab... like a basic... This doesn't do anything though, because now they just pop off with Paradox Engine next turn. I'm pretty sure I fucked that up in some regard. But we had to play the Lambra Elf to just, like, get more mana going. I would have... the sequencing on that was too hard for me. Alright, so there's Sai. They only have 2 mana, so they're probably going to go with, what, Aether Spellbomb? Nope, they're going to go with Boots. Yep, and there's Hope. Well, hopefully this works out. Okay, land drop is nice. That's good to see. Now what do? We can kill Emery, so they can't get back Paradox this turn. And then Lockbox. We can also just destroy the Lockbox and then bounce Emery. I think that works. Let's destroy the Lockbox, bounce Emery. If you don't feel you did something wrong in half your matches, are you even playing Brawl? Amen! Alright, so go ahead, we'll bounce Emery. Pass the turn. Their creatures have Death Touch. I have Atraxa coming down next turn. But now they can just Bear Trap the Lambra Elf, so now we're not casting Atraxa next turn. Unless we top deck into something sweet. God, now I want that Trawler back. I want that Trawler back bad. Well, if that doesn't get there. So now they can go ahead and they can play Emery. And then I play Atraxa. And I have to hope that they don't have any other mana rocks. I guess they don't pop off just yet. So they could easily go... Motherfucker! They got the lockbox again. Now I can't cast Atraxa. Or if I do, then we just have dueling Atraxas, and that's god-awful. Are there any uncommon board wipes? There are not. There are, like, really, really small board wipes. Oh, God. Unrelated, but fear of missing out puts so much work in Narset and Mind Exile? Huh. Okay, so, like... The Atraxa obviously trades, right? Right. Alright, you know what? Fuck it. Sure, you get Atraxa too. I don't fucking care anymore! Alright, so they get another land, they get Word of Invention, they get Mana Drain. Yeah, fuck this shit, I'm out. I had to hope that they were gonna whiff. It's like really bad there. That felt bad. Lionheart Glimmer, Demonic Council. Hey, that's a card I want for Kalia. That works. Okay, Pyroclasm is technically a small board wipe, and like that's the kind of stuff that we would have to play here, right? Like, if we were to go ahead and go sorceries, let's say all creatures, it's like all creatures get -1/-1 to end a turn, but then the green and white ones get an additional -2/-2. Lockbox never does anything for you. Well, clearly you just need to put it on your opponent's commander, and like just break their will to live. Choking Miasma. A 1/1 creature, if it's kicked, put a 1/1 counter on all creatures you control, and then all creatures get -2/-2. So, like, these kinds of cards are actually pretty reasonable, especially for stopping some of the aggro stuff. Maybe this is some of the stuff that we should be playing in Atraxa anyway, because the deck is so slow. All creatures get -2/-2, but you gain a life. 1/0, indestructible. That's not... That's all creatures able to block. You had 5 ominous lockboxes on different numbers and they never triggered. That sounds awful. Golden Demise, Ascend, -2/-2. If you have the City's Blessing, only your opponent's creatures get -2/-2. That's... I would buy that for $1. All creatures get -2/-2. If a creature an opponent controls would die this turn, exile instead. That's also not bad. This is Surveil, but only -1/-1. Remove 2 loyalty counters from each Planeswalker. What? Revenge of the Ravens. Oof. Was that a rare? No, it was an enchantment. Whenever a creature attacks you or Planeswalker you control, that creature's controller loses life and you gain life. You know, as weird as it is, that's not the worst idea. That is actually not the worst idea. I've seen this card, like, do some decent stabilization. I think we prefer to go with, like, the Wrath approach, though. Like, not really, like, Wrath, but I think there is something to say for, just, like, wiping the board. It's great versus tokens decks. Well, that's the thing, though. We're not going up against just token decks. We also just need to make sure we have, like, good utility. And I think for something like a Golden Demise, or even a Malicious Eclipse, that is worth playing. I don't think we play, like, 2 of them, but playing 1 is fine. Pestilent Haze is also an option, just because you can, like, remove 2 loyalty counts from each Planeswalker. Let's see, there's a Madness version if you want to loot. Honestly, I'm willing to give Golden Demise a chance here. I do think we're getting a little away from, like, having enough creatures to make stuff work. Listen, you're only giving me uncommons. You don't have much to work with. Of course, yeah, that's the entire point. Cut them. Is this just giving me creatures with destroyed? Yeah, look, I know that it's rough. Acidic Slime might actually be okay. Like, it's a good blocker. It blows up a lot of stuff. Walls decently. Destroy target token and opponent controls. You want something that's good against token decks? You can just play the Whipcracker. It just needs toxic delusion uncommon. True. All of our problems would be solved if that happened. Lawbringer says, sack another creature. When you do, destroy target non-land permanents. I also like Skyfisher Spider. This is just what? Sack another creature if you do, destroy target non-land permanent? Do I like that better than, say, Chupacabra? I might. Just to, like, make the color easier to handle. But that doesn't seem right to me. I think we just want, like, more stuff that does stuff. Arena rewarding only wins is kind of bad. I mean, the developers have gone on record and said that there isn't a lot that they can use in terms of incentives, like winning and playing colors. That's kind of the best that they've come up with. Because anytime that you incentivize, like, playing weird play patterns, it kind of starts ruining the gameplay for a lot more people. And I'm inclined to believe them. Because I know that if I see a daily that's like, oh, cast 20 instants or something like that, I feel like I'm going to have a bad day. Elders Reborn is good long-term value. Maybe we cut out Fell the Profane, even though it doesn't land. The double pip is rough. We're still doing double pip, but now this is for, like, wiping as opposed to, like, single target. Let's all cut the flicker. Oh no, speaking of, Tajik Legion's Valor, the most Borosy Boros commander to ever Boros. We're on the play, so that helps out a lot. Tajik, indestructible in haste, and he just conjures cards onto the board and continues to get stronger and stronger and stronger. Do we think we can get there with this hand? Maybe. We have a wash away to slow them down. Cold Steel Heart, if this gets abraded, we're in trouble. If we get to untap, we can potentially Harrow and Migration Path. It's putting a lot of strain on this Cold Steel Heart, but I believe in it. It's great when the first word of a commander is indestructible. It sure fucking is! Go ahead and name white. Alright, it's a Luminarch Aspirant. Not great, not the worst. Alright, so there's land for turn. Deals the damage. We pass. Now, we do have this Slime here. Slime can block some of the cards that Tajik is gonna create. Speaking of fucking Tajik. Okay, yep. We're just gonna have to eat this. And we're just gonna have to rely on the Traxa to, like, get us out of here. Taking fucking 7 damage. This is why you need to play a lot of the removals. You need to play board wipes in a Traxa. That's just how it be. All right, let's grab a forest and to replace that, and a plains. Or maybe we should grab a swamp. Forest and Swamp. We currently have one green, so we place the green. We want plains, black, blue. Actually, you know what? Yeah, absolutely. The Abrade would just knocks us off of our colors, and that's bad. Ooh, map the frontier. That's pretty fun. Now what we get to do, we get to grab Archway, and then also probably white blue. I'm feeling white blue. No, let's go black blue. Now we get to pick up another card and then replay it. I could go ahead and grab one of those deserts and then replay the desert. That lets me surveil. Ah, Angel of the Ruins. Don't think I'm interested in drawing that next turn. Plus, now we can get it off the Elders Reborn. That's pretty spicy. We're going to take another 8 here. Oh, God! They just fucking... Oh my God, they fucking did! We are fucking dead. Fuck it! They fuck... Oh my God, they fucking chance for gloried us! Oh my God. We almost did the thing. We almost did the thing, chat. Another Emery deck. Okay. Lead off on Citadel. All right. This hand doesn't look nearly as painful as it was before. God, that was a fucking beating. Oh God. Well, we can't actually drop the Haywire Might and the Cold Steel. Might as well lead off on the Citadel. Yep, there's Emery. Emery comes down. We're never able to get rid of the Bobble to begin with. There's a Mox Amber. Mox Amber's kind of cool. What did they get back here? Just the Mox Amber, probably. So then we just need to ramp and pray that they don't scorn this. Nope. Okay. We have all of our colors already. What do we need? Double of probably. This is already Abzan. This has blue covered. Yep. There's an Amber. I'm surprised I didn't crack the Bobble. Oh, hey. 4, 5. Not enough to cast the Angel of Ruins, but that's kind of cool. There's a Forg. 7 mana. 4, 5, 6. They can pay that just to start drawing extra cards. That's obnoxious. But go ahead, map of frontiers. Grab the Archway. Grab the thinking blue white again. And we did already play a land this turn, but we're just gonna pick up the swamp. We can play it out next turn. And oh hey! We do get to play a little buddy, the Haywire Might. Thanks for the Power Stone. Stern Scolding. Okay, there we go. That's what I thought they had. Alright, and now they get to start drawing the extra cards. We have to drop the Angel of Ruin on something spicy, like a Dark Citadel's pretty good. Rune Carved Obelisk. Well, we're going to get rid of that, and also probably the Thran Spider, I think. Oh god, we just have like too many things to pick. Tatyava, I would love to drop you right now. But unfortunately, my home planet needs me. Alright, here's Angel of the Ruins. This comes down. We can go ahead and hit both Enigma Jewel. Seek a card with the highest mana value among cards in your library with mana value X or less. So... that would be 3. Is the opponent a geologist? Look at all them rocks. True. Let's go ahead and grab the Thran Spider, because they can just crack this in response. And even though they can start cracking the obelisk to try and like get some more stuff, we're going to play the Soul Herder next turn and hopefully fuck up their life. Alright, they got 3 cards in hand. We have Soul Herder coming out next turn. Play Banshee Like, get rid of Emery for a turn. Alright, that's a bobble. That's loss. Target player exiles a card from their graveyard. Sure. Eat this. Map to the Frontier. That's a troll. Banishing Light to slow down Emery because she is just going to keep cycling through the baubles. Alright. Go combat. Swing in. Do I have the Bajuka Bog? I don't know that I do. Alright, so blink out. And we are going to go ahead and hit the obelisk. You can also hit the Darksteel. And they can just crack everything in response. So let's go ahead and hit the Citadel. It's so great versus recursive decks. I agree. I agree. But there is an opportunity cost of doing that, and that is, you know, having to run so many of the tap lands and everything being... Oh my god, what is this? Targeting... Banished. Damn, okay. Well, they got the Surgical. Surgical Medical Morph. Copy of any permanent on the battlefield except it's an artifact. Exile my Angel of Ruins. I am devastated. Absolutely fucking devastated. That feels bad. The Metamorph comes in, exiles my Angel of Ruins. I no longer have, like, an amazing answer to all these fucking artifacts. But hey, you know what? We still have Atraxa, and I think drawing a bunch of cards with Atraxa is pretty cool. They're just factually drawing all the cards today. No, they're gonna keep on the bobble. And we scoop. Oh god. We are just gonna have like the hardest time actually beating any of these combo decks when they could just play the engine and win. But that's the cost of doing business, I guess. I don't think, look. I play even more artifacts, and we probably true. Pit of Offerings is kind of like Bajuka Bog. It doesn't hit their entire graveyard, but it does make sure that one, it can hit multiple targets, which means it can hit multiple colors. And that means that it can produce multiple colors. So even though it's not as powerful as Bog, it is kind of the kind of card that we do need to play, so that way we're not just filling everything with tap lands. What fun 3-cost rocks do we have, by the way? Let's see. So, notably, there is an Annex Sentry, and that's a card that I've actually been thinking about putting in here because it is removal on a stick. More cards like Chupacabra-esque. I mean, it's basically a Banishing Priest that can fit into creature or artifact for Atraxa, so that's kind of cool. But do we have anything that, like, is other cool? They also have stuff like Reflection Net, which exiles creatures. You can make creatures you control become copies of stuff like that. But we already have, like, all the creature removal. This is more like... what do we have that just helps us accelerate? And the answer is not a lot. So, naturally, if you can't go fast enough, then the correct answer is to make the opponent go slower. Honestly, Palladium Mer might be first. There's also a Replicating Ring. There's Relic of Legend. I kind of like Replicating Ring. Just to make mana over a period of time. There's also Warm Power Stone. Warm Power Stone actually, I think, helps us out a lot. And then, as I've seen in the Malcolm deck, there are plenty of really good counterspells. We can't fit all of the counterspells in here. We have to be very strategic with the ones that we do include. But we have options. Like, we could include a miscast. Or even a... Not even just a miscast. There's also, like, a spell pierce. What is this one? This one is a... counter target spell unless its control pays 2. Or for 3 extra mana, you can make a 2/2 flyer. See, we already have Don't Make a Sound. We don't want to go too crazy. Okay, there's fail. You could run Dovin's Veto. But then you run into the issue of, but all these are so much mana. Decisive Denial might be one of the better ones. So is Drown in the Lock. These ones can double as removal, which is pretty cool, I think. Am I willing to do that over, like, a Don't Make a Sound? I might have to be. Like, we put in Decisive Denial. It's a soft counter. But then we could potentially use it as a fight spell. This one depends on, like, the opponent. And I just gotta make sure we're still, like, keeping the creature count fairly high. Hey, you have a good walk, man. Thank you so much for hanging out today. Select Power Wall. The ramping is fine. Just gotta make sure we keep it down. So we don't really play Victimize anymore. Spark, Tear Asunder, North, Triumph, Negate, Stroke. Protection, Blood Chief, Rest, Fate, Push. Push is really best when we have, like, fetch lands, but we just don't have fetch lands. I'll cut the 1 push. We'll see if we can cut, like, a... Currently have 27 creatures. That is not a lot of creatures. That's, like, significantly fewer creatures than I would like to play. But you don't want to cut either of the planeswalkers. You don't want to cut either of the battles. What am I thinking? I might have to take this back to formula. Let's get one more game in before we take a quick break. Oh god. You kind of want to play Atraxa like an Atali deck is the thing, right? You want to play her so that way you just ramp her up ramp. You play a big beater. You get to draw a bunch of cards, and then you just win with the beater. So maybe we need to, like, rebuild the deck from scratch. That way it's just, like, focused on the ramp. Alright, we're up against the Reanimator Kaito. Okay, this will be spicy. The Thought Distortion is pretty nice to have. Witness Protection doesn't do anything, but Narset does. Except we don't have the double blue, so let's take a mulligan on that. This is actually kind of atrocious. Like, I factually feel bad about this hand. Because we can lead off with the Citadel. Next turn, Troll. Play another tap land. Fuck it. Keep it anyway. I got nothing to lose. Oh, hey, a forest. Alright. We can play the elf and the Thopter. We play the Thopter. Give ourselves the ability to go into Invasion of Zendikar if we manage to draw. Caustic Bronco? Oh, that's a choice. Alright, so we don't have the ability. We're going to go ahead and grab black-blue. Play the black-blue. Play elf. Play Haywire Mite. Pass turn. Next turn, Invasion. We also have the option of Eldritch Reborn or Acidic Slime. Would I trade with the Bronco? Probably not. Liliana. We'll just take the two there. They only have one black. Okay, there's Kaido. Kaido's gonna come down. If they don't play another black source, I will just Acidic Slime to take him off black. Draw a card. Is it going to be a tap land? No. This is a big, big turn for us. And then, just because we know we're not going to block with it, we'll attack with the Might. Now, we missed a land drop, but taking them off of a swamp means that Lily doesn't come down this turn. Means that we have a really good blocker against the Bronco. We will take this trade. Okay. Not sure what that's going to do because they do Death Touch trade. Oh, God. I can play Tatyava, but then that gets really greedy.
I got someone on the inside who can help.
Now I can play Tatyava and immediately draw a card off of it. Yeah, let's do that. Play Tatyava. Do they have the Spell Pierce? No! Okay. We get to replace the card off of Tatyava. That's a land for next turn. It's pretty pog. I guess I could have attacked with the Might. Yeah. And they still don't have the second swamp. Fantastic. You love to see it. Yeah, the ninja can't be blocked. And Kaido is what? -2?
There's no secret I can't uncover.
Okay. Now we can attack with the Might and Tatyava at Kaido. Should have attacked with the Might last turn, definitely. Oh, hello. Let's go ahead and draw a new card real quick. Witness Protection. That's pretty. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's go ahead and send them both over here. I am not gonna be surprised if this gets countered. They have open mana, so the Hero is probably better at instant speed. Let's wait for them to tap out. Okay, there we go. Alright, now we're going to grab a forest. And then we can also grab another island. Draw some extra cards. And then... Ooh, wash away or go for the throat. That's... Don't want him having the wash away or the go for the... How greedy can we get that? This is face down. They almost definitely take the go for the throat and the wash away. But this is also like a swamp. Let's see. Make it so that way either they get the wash away and an island, or they get the swamp and removal. Okay, they take the wash away. Meanwhile, I have a spider. Now we know they have the wash away. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Now this is a juicy secret.
Okay. Flooded Strand. They can go ahead and grab their Aqueduct now. Tiny Bones. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you can cast non-land permanent from that player's graveyard. And many of any type can be spent on it. Well, that's a thing. They've also got 3 mana left. Alright, so then... Draw a card off Tatyava. There's a Rex Sage. Yes. Alright, here's a bat. The bat can take the wash away. Then we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, enough for Spark Double. Subtlety. Use up to 1 target creature or planeswalker spell. Okay. That's enough. We managed to get 1. 1 on the scoreboard. Okay. So there's Subtlety, there's Spell Pierce. Spark Double, Lily, Breach the Multiverse, which they're still a little bit ways away from. But now we can go ahead, grab the wash away. We can cast Atraxa. The best they can do is Subtlety, Pitch, probably Spark Double. Put it on top of our library. We're fine with that. We can play Spider. Sacrifice the Might. Destroy Kaido. Make them tap out to get Kaido out again. Okay. Scoreboard. We got 1. We got 1. And that was entirely because we took him off a whole swamp. Alright, I'm gonna be right back. Like, here's the thing, right? There it is. There's a Master Sword. And...
Welcome back to old One Piece theories that failed miserably. This theory, if you could even call it that, might be the most ridiculous I've covered so far. But back in Water 7, some conspiracy theorists claimed that Sokaking's true identity was Usopp. Some of their evidence to support this theory was how Sokaking happened to be wearing the same bandages, shoes, and goggles as Usopp was.
There's a part of me that doesn't want to, like, you know, leave this part of the game just yet, right? Because this is literally Link's childhood, and there's still so much to explore and figure out and find. But we gotta do it. We gotta keep going. Did I stock up on bomb chews? I did not stock up on bomb chews. Wait. I can get bomb chews? Heck yeah! Forget Destiny! We gotta go get bombs! And away they go! And we got dodge. You know, I don't think I've ever actually played this. God, that's a big cuckoo! That's a big cuckoo! Holy!
Extending that lead. Olsen makes the tackle.
This is pain.
13-yard gain, and it'll be a first and goal. It's first and goal at the 7-yard line.
Couldn't be me, Brony. Couldn't be me.
The home team come out in
God,
the 4-3.
I was right there. I was right there, and he just spun around me. Fucking, how did I fucking... Oh god, this game's over. I'm gonna go for it.
And rather than punt, they're going to let the offense have a shot at this 4th down. Gets rid of it. This pass is incomplete. And the coach can't be happy after that failed 4th down attempt. His team just hasn't executed here early on.
It's like they keep digging themselves a bigger hole. There's a lot of football left to be played, so there's no need to take...
Then he's gonna leap up like a fucking snake and snatch it out of the air. The ball right here. Can be picked off by him or him if we wait even just a bit. So we have to go for the fast release. But that's okay. That's what the slant is for. That's what the click slant is for. But Langford fucking gives up on his route. And it's like, oh, it's okay. I could just sit here. I could just sit here and grab the ball. But the quarterback's like, no, that's my ball. I'm going to go get the ball. Langford, you got to fight the ball. You got to go fight for the ball. All right, and we are back. Yeah, let's see. If we can find more ways to focus. Another Tajik Legion's Valor. Hopefully this one doesn't fucking annihilate us again. Oh, but it might. It might with this hand. Like, we have the Enter the North, but none of our green sources go into play. Untapped. Arcane Signet with Mind Spike. I could get behind this. Skyfisher Spider. Alright. Authority of the Consuls is pretty big, so is Curse of Silence. Curse of Silence means that Atrax is going to cost 9. Console means that anything that we try and play just gets fucking cat down to shit. I think the Authority of the Consoles is the immediate problem that we need to solve. Like, yep, they can go ahead and name Atraxa. She's already expensive. Like, she's not going to get any less expensive from this. If we play Signet, we can go ahead and play nothing of major consequence. Alright, we're going to be looking at each other for a little bit. 1, 2, play the frog. Frog finds Woodland Chasm. Okay, so then we just need our blue, which we get off the Oasis and the Signet. Amberg, Citadel Agent. Whenever she attacks, you can drop your hand and draw 2 cards. Invasion of Pyrulia. Well, we always play the Oasis. That just always happens. Scry 3. You can play the Skyfisher Spider, destroy her. Have something to block him. I think I'm okay with that. Sacrifice the frog, blow her up. Next turn, Signet into Invasion. 3, 4, 5. 6, land is 7. We can potentially cast Atrax in the next couple turns. We're gonna go ahead and block the recruit. Migration path. Don't mind if I do, actually. We need island at the very least. And then we need... Last turn. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we get one more land, we can just play Atraxa anyway. Oh, that's not good. Deals combination player discover X. Where X is that damage. Whenever you play a card from exile, conjure a duplicate of that card into your hand. No! So I can get rid of the Vindicator, or I can block the gnome and keep them from getting big beats. Alright, well, Cultivate's kind of like a thing. Alright, we'll Cultivate first. What out? We only have plenty of Swamp. Grab those. I wish I never had discovered Eurex. Ow! Late oof, even. OG the Exquisite Blade, Provisioner, and Grazer. Here's Ashiok. Pass the turn. We are gonna get fucking butt blasted here. And if they have like a path to exile or anything for Atraxa, that's also god awful. Oh no, never mind. They can just go ahead, pump that. That's what, 8, 9. That's actually just fucking lethal on its own. God, this deck really wants board wipes and we just don't have them. What can we do to mitigate that? Because, like, we're starting to get the ramp going. We just need to play more of that? Let's see. Like, if we could just figure out the Wrath puzzle, I think we would be okay. Case of the Gateway Express is cute, but we don't have enough creatures to go wide. We might need wall cards. I could see something like the, oh god, what's the saga? You can grab the Establishment of Ifara. Or, yeah. The saga, it makes a wall, it grabs a land, it gains you life. Like, it's just a nice little roadblock to help preserve your life total. So that's a card we could take a look. I wish we could play Temporary Lockdown, but that's a rare. Gotta figure this out. I think Golden Mice type cards are what's going to help us out the long term. Stun counters could work. Stun counters. And we have enchantments. We just got some enchantments that actually lock some stuff down. There are some crabs. Crabs are cute. Neg power cards could also work. Bounce effects also help out a lot. That's a lot of good tempo. Like, we have options here. We just gotta figure out what those options are. Notably, this deck is not playing Shoulder Deep for some reason. I think I've gotten too lost in the sauce, chat. I think I need to be able to go back and be like, okay, go back to the basics. Make sure we have our ramp package. And then put in control. Like, if we just do ramp and control, the deck could probably be okay. Bastion of Remembrance. You just go a little bit wider. Xander's Wake is actually a pretty fantastic card in that it helps replace a lot of the creatures that we lose. Like, there are plenty of good cards here. Flashback Marauders. Yep. Going back to we'll go back to formula with this one. Okay. We're never gonna go big enough, I think, without Atraxa that we can actually afford to do like fight stuff. That is my current thought. What do we have in the multicolor, though? Multicolor can be pretty helpful. The high alert. Nice damage equal to its toughness. Return up to one target creature to its owner's hand, and then if we can knock it off, it turns into a Vertex Paladin? Survey taps. Just taps. Boys of Adventuring. Corpse. Putrid Warrior? How? Why is this on Arena? This has to be a conjured card or something. If a creature died, you make a soldier. This is what? Flying, lifelink. You gain 3 more life, each opponent loses 3 life. We have possibilities here that are yet to be unseen. I'm not giving up. I'm not ready to give up on this deck. Whenever an angel you control dies, hey, Atrex is an angel. This makes a token. Regal Lord. Insidious Roots is here. Let's see. Invasion of Amonkhet might be a card worth putting back into the deck as a battle. Spiders. This one surveils, and it has reach. Equal to the number of card types. Golgari Charm is like Pseudo Wrath, also enchantment removal, and regenerates. Close. Close. Nyx Weaver too. Got some cool spiders. What else we got here? Each player sacks a creature. If you sacked a creature, you put another permanent from your graveyard to the battlefield. Look at all these options. We could just figure out how to harness them. Lily Splash Mentor. Exile another target creature, then return to the battlefield under your control. That's right, there are forks. Ah, well. I'm gonna try bashing my head against the wall like one more time. See. Like, red would make this easier because red does have sweepers at uncommon. Let's make this really... Especially against Ragavan. The opponent goes first. They can play Ragavan turn 1. I have Bloodchief's Thirst. I just don't think we ever beat Ragavan, honestly. Like, beating Ragavan as an Atraxa deck is hard enough. Well, considering how many of our lands are coming to play tap, sucks. Spellunking's an uncommon, though. Right? It is. It's entirely possible that we play Spelunking so that way our lands start coming to play untapped. Don't lose the tempo as much. Sataya, Aetherflux Genius is also incredibly hard for us to win. Like, okay, so there's Negate, Provisioner, Timeless, but then they just play Skyclave Apparition, make copies every turn, Link, kill us out of existence. This hand might be able to do something. We'll have to go turn 1 Oasis, I think. Yeah. Turn 1 Oasis, so that way we at least have our green already untapped. Then we have Swamp, so we can go Mind Spike into Pilgrim. Landscape at least taps for mana the first turn we play it. Are we running Parting Gust? I don't think we are. Yeah, I'm almost positive we're not running Parting Gust because the name doesn't sound familiar. I can look it up after this game, though. All right, Punt is trying to figure out exactly what we want to do. Memory lapse or static prison. We'll take out the prison. Because now they can leave up mana for the memory lapse. We'll be able to play Invasion next turn if they tap anything, though. And usually they want to start getting, like, their rocks up. Atraxa, you're so good, but you are so lacking. And a real Atraxa deck could afford to run, like, 5 or 6 board wipes to keep everything clear so that way she can just come down and control everything. Might be hard to cast due to the white. Wait, isn't Parting Gust like the Energy Wrath? Let's see, do they leave it up? They are. Alright, so Landscape pass. Because now I can go ahead and crack Landscape and also hold Terrace under. Malcolm. Let's see. Malcolm gets really good at sculpting their hand. I think I'm okay with spending some time to get rid of Malcolm. Ah, no, that's Wrath of Skies. Alright, so that's Reflector Mage. Reflector Mage bounces the Pilgrim. No surprise there. This is where things get so incredibly obnoxious, though. Like, okay, so we can't cast Pilgrim this turn, right? And then they get to play Satya. They make a copy of the Reflector Mage. They bounce whatever creature we have out. It is only target creature. That helps out a little bit. I can go Provisioner, play land, play the Cold Steel Heart. I think it's just better to play Invasion. Play Invasion, grab Forest, grab... Oh, God. We already have a basic Swamp, so... And, like, now we can start double spelling. We're going to take a lot of damage in the short term. We draw another untapped land, we can play Atraxa. Like, the Reflective Mage, when you're limited to, like, 1 spell a turn, is brutal. Golden Demise. That doesn't get us there, unfortunately. Let's cast Pilgrim. The Memory Lapse can shuffle the Pilgrim back. Nope, it's just going to be Stern Scolding. Okay. Provisioner. Provisioner gets bounced to our hand. It's copied anyway. I think I'd rather just play Cold Steel Heart. Play Cold Steel Heart, put it on black. Because then that's the only way we can really play around Reflector Mage. Pass the turn, and then we'll crack the Landscape as soon as they don't have Tails in mana open. Put a 1/1 counter, gain 2 life. For each creature that left the battlefield under your control this turn. Oh, wait. It is only... It's banned. Okay, it's banned. L. The Force, I guess. Probably gain 2 life, scry 2. Like, we can Golden Demise now. but that's not enough to kill Satya or Reflector Mage. But this is just like the best we can do. But they're also going to be holding up mana, so that way we can't Atraxa. That might be our saving grace here. Because we're going to fucking eat it. Okay, so we're taking 6, 9, 11. We can play Atraxa. Atraxa just gets bounced. Yeah, we need some way to, like, save ourselves here. We needed to play multiple creatures that can just preserve our life total. We couldn't get that. I can play Narset. Hope she grabs something off the top. Something that isn't blue, I guess. Distortion. I wonder if remake it helps a bit. I can unwanted remake. Kill the Reflector Mage. They get to Manifest Dread, and then we can Golden Demise. It's not the greatest play. But it gets us out of this. At least just long enough for us to try and get Atraxa down. Nope, we got fucking Manatized. Okay, GG. I can't believe we got Manatized. Why are people playing this card? Because it just works? Because so often in Brawl, you're tapping out to play as many spells as possible? I guess, yeah. But also, like, this is not a card that one would traditionally consider good. At all. So the fact that it's a card that you actually have to play around in Brawl is just wild to me. We almost managed to stabilize there. Almost. Asika God of the Tree. Alright, so... if the mulligan isn't good, we'll just pack it up. I'm trying to think here. Yeah, target artifact or creature. Mind Spike. Power Stone. I don't have faith that the sand is going to get there. You can play the Kami. Get the Oasis out. Doesn't really change though, because we only have the 2 lands. I guess this opens us up to being able to potentially play the Power Stone on turn 2. If we do that, we might have a chance. Can't play our Mind Spike. So, Into the North is going to have to grab black-white. At that point, we're paying 2 mana for a land drop, which feels pretty bad. Having the Disdainful Stroke does help. Means that we can try and anticipate when they're going to have enough mana to play it. Find the Old Gods. Alright. So what do we need? We need black and white. Oh, that's 2 mana for a land drop. Midnight Clock, which means that the tower... Let's see, the bridge comes down next turn. Oh, we at least hit a late. Notably, this hits artifact or creature. So if we play the Touch the Spirit Realm... Let's hold on to that. Because then we could potentially, like, Disdainful Stroke, hit a Sika. Otherwise, we can Mind Spike into Touch the Spirit Realm. Potentially. Actually, hold on. If we're going to hold up Disdainful Stroke, then let's just go ahead and Mind Spike now. Spell Pierce. Ooh, what did they want to protect? Could just be more Planeswalkers, honestly. That's the Spirit Realm. Hit the Midnight Clock. But if we do that, then we have to rely on Binding of the Old Gods to try and take out the bridge on the following turn. What a perilous dance we have. Power Stone plus Binding does get us there, though. Alright, what you got for us? Alright, so they are going to bridge it. We could Binding, because this is the beginning of the upkeep. Yeah, I like that. Vanishing Light also kind of works. Right now there are 5. Go ahead, load up the Prison Bridge. Get us a little closer to playing additional lands. Not hitting land drops is hurting. They're at the point now where if they have anything in hand, they can just start playing it. We'll have to use that touch to get rid of the Midnight Clock. Set them back a bit. Oh, and they're just gonna Time Warp. Oh, good thing we have Banishing Light. Ah, Bolas. Alright, I guess the Spirit Realm is the hardest thing to get rid of. Let's see. We're gonna need more black. Probably more. Alright. You only grab forests or swamps. Just forests. They don't have any counter magic up. That helps. If we have to despark here. And this lets us hold up Disdainful Stroke. They've already used up Time Warp. That's a plus. I need to get this Power Stone down. So I probably did Disdainful Stroke here. And then... Let's see, Disdainful Stroke. That gives me 2 mana left over to do whatever. Like, we have 5 lands already, so that would get us to the Atraxa mana we need. Yeah, let's go ahead and Disdainful Stroke here. They have 1 mana open. They've already used... Ah, okay. Yep. That works. Unfortunately, they just get to do it again next turn. This really, really, really needed to be a land. Ugh. Oh well. I guess there's the option of like what? Map the frontiers. Grab our desert, grab our Karoo, bounce the forest. Like, we're just out of options here. We tried holding them on as long as we could. At the frontier. It's probably what we're going to do next turn now. Oh, this is Scry. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 mana short. Okay, their lane comes into play tapped. So I will gladly play Map the Frontier now. And then, well, I will take a replaying of Desert if I don't have anything else to do. Okay. They will absolutely play their bridge next turn, though. Which means our time to set up is gone. We've exhausted every bit of removal that we can. They might even just, like, start pumping up their clock. They could put 2 more counters, put it to 10, 11. On my turn, it goes to 12. Like, that's honestly what I think they should be thinking about. Oh, nope, never mind. It's Casualties of War. That is, sucks. So grab the archway. We're not going to have anything that play, so we want to make sure we get our blue back. Oh, decided to be a dink. Get rid of our blue! And then... yeah. Destiny Spinner does not help. Alright. They get to play their bridge now, and I have to try and ask them to whiff. Yep. And they're just gonna, like... and they get to refill their hand, too. Unwanted Remake hits creatures. So we get a Trax down. That's a start. Lands, I feel like I'm gonna need... this is enchantment. We just need what? Instant. To get rid of the Planeswalker. Creature. Bounces creatures. Get the Timeless Witness. And this is what? Enchant creature? Yep. So they have a full grip of cards. And they get to play Atraxa, and I'm done. We tried. We tried so hard. Them hitting Atraxa was just too much. Like, yeah, I did have the enchantment, but Atraxa draws them like 4 or 5 cards, and they still have the bridge out, and we don't really have a way to combat that, and they just refilled their hand on the clock. It's just not worth it. Alright. I think the deck is, unfortunately dead right now. Dead until I can, like, just completely rebuild it. C'est la vie. Heard it. Let's see. Parting Gust can either blink something you control or can exile a creature if you gift a fish. Ah, that's not bad. You're right that the double white's probably a little too hard on that. Now this is a Taya deck. Ah, yeah. Kindred Denial, Arcane Signet, Swiftfoot Boots. Not bad, but we don't have any of the early interaction that we need. Dive down helps a lot. Miscast, stern scolding. This is to power or toughness 2 or less. Like if I... Yeah, this works. We can work with this. Ideally, we draw 1 more island. If we draw 1 more island before Malcolm comes down, I think we're great. It's not that we don't have any intervention. Narset grabs what? Non-creature, non-land? I am perfectly okay with just waiting until we have, hey, a 3rd land. Phalia. Do I care about Phalia? I feel like I probably do. We can always stern scolding her. Gets a lot of value over time. She could blink out Malcolm if we let her. How important is it to get Malcolm down, and what can we do? We can blink Phalia back. I think I let her resolve. Let her resolve. Let's see what happens. Yep. She doesn't have anything to blink, so it doesn't matter. Blade Splicer. Now that's a card that we want to get rid of. Yep, and now their shield's down. Now we can Malcolm. Now we can start popping in. I'm not ready for Narset, so let's drop her. Ah, Mystic Sanctuary. That's going to be great. Next turn. You can blink at the eye, put Phalia into their hand. This is what? Cost 2 if the opponent costs 2 or more spells. You know what? Let's pass the turn. I can get an extra draw off Blink of the Eye. That's great. If they just blink out Malcolm, I'm honestly fine with that. Boromir could be obnoxious. It stops free stuff. It stops our free stuff. Yeah. Let's go ahead. We'll counter Boromir. And if Phalia wants to, like, blink out Malcolm, that's also fine. Wait, no! I just clicked. I just fucking clicked. Oh god, I am a bimbo. I am an absolute fucking bimbo. Malcolm would have come back. I would have been able to, like, do punchies, do more looting, drop the Moral Genius to Genius. Yep. Tide comes down. Yep. Let's think about this. Let's think about the consequences of our actions. God, that just auto-clicking the replacement effect fucking ruined me. Because this is like, okay, so Taya can now start building energy. I can blink away Phalia. I think that's what I'm gonna do. That way Sataya doesn't get the energy. Gonna draw through the card. Take 3. Ouch. Shore Up is pretty cool. But, like, I'm cooked. In a matchup against Sataya, you can't let anything like this happen. Alright. DACA happened. Alright, attempt to play Malcolm. I could probably wait like one more turn. They still have fight. They still have Doggo. They're going to attempt to do it during my upkeep. Fateful Absence. Untap it. 03. Yep, here's Shore Up. Arterious Humiliation. There's Dive Down. They really should have tried to go for this, like, end of their turn. Alright, now I get the draw. Hey, Flow of Knowledge. We'll hold on to that. Just go combat. Punchies. I would love to play more land. But I feel like I need the miscast. Alright, now they have to have yet more removal, which they very well could be. If they have like Scoreclave, Coreclave, Skyclave Apparition, that gets there. Hellish Norn also fucking locks us out. The cascade of events that led us here is fortunate indeed. Draw 3. Yep. Unfort. So if we don't accidentally send him to the command zone, he comes back. We have all of our mana open. We don't have to take a turn off to replay him. We can just start drawing more cards. The Daughter deck matchups are honestly pretty cool. Bounty Riddle, Urtai's Scorn. But we're on the play. The 6th Century comes into play tapped. Is this enough? It might be, because we're going to be on 3 mana about the turn the time that they are. Scorn and Riddle aren't bad, but they're going to play a Dork. Yep. Dork that doesn't tap for mana, notably. Okay, so they're going to play Bristly Bill. We can't stop that. Combat Research. That's something. I can't attack through the Sentinel. I want to get things going. I just need like one more turn. One more turn, I can get combat research going. Yep. Having Bristly Bill on board is dangerous. Alright, they're gonna pass the turn. We will attempt to Thirst for Discovery. They could have a fight spell to deal damage to Malcolm. Hey. Alright, let's go ahead and start doing some fight. Cost blue less. And this does let us start smacking in, which is really, really important. Oh, right. Combat trick to support the Sentinel. Yep. Another knuckle-headed move by Hero. Yeah, we're going to cycle this sandbar away. Reliquary Tower actually makes this a lot harder. Yep. Okay, yep. Now the good news is I can go ahead and Urtai any other creature they try to play. It feels bad. I messed up. Okay, yep. Jite. I have to stop the bird, which is what sucks. Now they have a Nadu, which is actually just stronger than Malcolm. Yeah, I got too greedy. Too impatient. This is what target creature can't block. Put a counter on equipped creature on top of land. No attacks pass. It's gonna be like impossible to beat Bill and Nadu. Yeah, let's just pick this up. It might have accidentally behooved us to mulligan to a slightly better hand there. Because the key is just keeping Nadu off the board. I forgot about the fetch land combat trick. If I don't forget about the fetch land combat trick, then then even though we're still staring at each other, I give myself enough time to like build something up. Opt, Lorian, Behold, Stasis Field. This is not a great hand for Niv Mizzet. This is a super control heavy deck. Spell Snare, Rise from the Tides, Cryptic. This isn't good either. But I guess it's better than nothing. At least the Consider gives us a way to start building. Having the Negate is huge. Alright, so here's our Consider. Island. I do like having more island. We have Cryptic Caves coming out. I'll take it. Flip out the back. That's a big one. Means that Malcolm actually stay on board now. Alright, so let's go ahead and attempt Malcolm. They can try and counter. We still have Spell Snare if it's anything but a wash away. Spell Snare's great. They still have the Wood of Foothill, so if they have like a wash away, they can crack for blue, but I don't think that's really what they want to do. But now we have Cryptic Caves, we have Negate, and Slip Out the Back backup. Probably just pitch the Rise from the Tide. If partly because Niv Mizzet's going to be playing like a ton of board wipes. Although I guess Cryptic Serpent is worse than potentially getting Rise from the Tides online. Okay, so honestly, considering how much single target removal Niv Mizzet's going to have, Rise from the Tides probably is just better than Cryptic Serpent off at least at the start. That Foothills is probably going to grab a Tri-Land too. Alright, so now we get our turn. Get to untap, so they have anything to do on our turn, we still get to slip out the back. Protect Malcolm. I'd rather not use a Negate for just single targets when the slip works just fine. The slip is also pretty good against Supreme Verdict. And that's Honestly, that's touchy. I think the negate's probably better to hold on to, even with Supreme Verdict being an option. The Supreme Verdict does reset Malcolm, but now that we're at 4, we have the option of just replaying Malcolm. Although I think we're going to get the win here just from the opponent roping us. You know what? Even though we can cash in the caves, I am going to go ahead and just play Island. We get to go ahead, we get the draw, we get the loot. Lofty Denial, yeah, let's go ahead and drop the Serpent. If we have a creature with flying, this is a counter unless they pay full. So Lofty Denial, negate, and slip out the backup. Don't necessarily like dropping the Cryptic Serpent, but I value being able to make the extra land drop. Extra land drop means that we could potentially even hit in Cataract if we're desperate for a spell. So, like, the difference between Malcolm and Atraxa is Malcolm, you get to just play mono blue control, right? And that is an inherently easier thing to do in, you know, Popper, or whatever you want to call this, budget, than trying to play 4 colors. 4 colors just gets really hard to smooth out. And yeah, we did just get roped. Yeah, I think that was alright. Spell Snare ended up getting... What was it? Essence Scatter? You get a booster pack for trouble. Ghost Vacuum! Tap. Exile target card from a graveyard. Pay 6. Sack. Put each creature card exiled with Ghost Vacuum onto the battlefield under your control with a flying counter, and they're 1/1 spirits. Ooh, mama like. With budget decks, you really need a powerful commander that can get you through the deck. That can basically be your win condition. Malcolm does that very well for mono blue. Pock does that for mono green. You could potentially do that with Squee if we're willing to throw enough idiots at their face. Narset Enlightened User. Is this a good anti-Narset list? I don't think so. The Lorry reveal means that we do have 3 though. Change the equation. Doesn't feel like it's enough. Aether Tunnel can help. Sensor, Thirst for Discovery. I'll keep this because the op gives us an... Being on the draw for this is not the greatest. Thirst for Discovery, Sensor, Opt. What are we going to be grabbing? Literally just anything that counters Narset. Witness Protection is like the one thing that never answers Narset. Fading Hope. Current target creature. That is a card that we can just pitch to Malcolm. I am not inclined to play Malcolm onto a board like this. The Celestis. 3, 4, 5. Now I'm more likely to play Malcolm. Like, just... We have to get something going. We have to dig. At least we can use this to, like, bounce Malcolm, I guess. Well, yeah. This is counter target non-creature spell. And then we can Thirst for Discovery. So they're not gonna just play Narset into triple mana, right? Good old Danny Phantom! Yeah, Aether Tunnel. Sometimes you just need cards that to get stuff through. Guardian Idol. It does get around the sensor. I think I'm willing to counter that. I think I'm willing to counter that and see exactly what they do. Because they're not going to be able to play Narset anymore. We don't lose out on that much tempo. Here's our Thirst. You're free to try and counter this. Drop one island. Alright, now we have some decent backup. We have Mystical Dispute to counter Narset. We have Censor to try and back up the Dispute. Have I played with Season of the Burrow? I don't think I have. That one doesn't sound familiar either. Is that the blue season? This is gonna be what? 1 mana? At least the Tolarian Terror is getting cheaper. Discard 2 cards unless you discard a basic land? It's the white season. Ah, okay. No, I can't really say that I have. Alright, so you're a chump. I've eaten your dig through time. Here's a Mystical Dispute. You have like, oh, that is huge. That is big for us. That's so bigly. Alright, I'm gonna use this Fading Hope as a way to protect Malcolm. Change, is it counter target spell, mana value 2 or less? If it's red or green, mana value 6 or less. Hey, that's our set. Alright, we're gonna attempt Malcolm again. They're not likely to play counter magic, right? Probably just bolts and stuff, right? Okay, we managed to get away with murder. Fantastic, you'll love to see it. I don't think we need to use Aether Tunnel, so that's pretty great. Lay claim. Alright. Tolarian Terror, Anticipate, Change. They're all here. And they can tap out. I'm going to Anticipate. That doesn't eat my entire mana. Ooh, sink into its stupor. Land. I think I take the stupor, right? The Hold the Multiverse would be pretty good, though. Gives me another thing that I can do on the next turn. Yeah, let's just take the stupor, though. We're already filtering through quite a few cards with Malcolm. I'm gonna always play the land here. Siren Storm Tamer. That's not a bad card. It can protect Malcolm. But I think it's the card that we want the least. Alright, here's Terror. Terror's on board. We now have an actual clock. We have 2 cards that can help respond to Narset. River's Rebuke. Well, I can't change the equation there. But I can put it back into their hand. Notably, the River's Rebuke doesn't actually do a whole lot. This is just big tempo. Because mana drain? Well, what if I said no to mana drain? Like, now they have to use their turn to River's Rebuke. Right? But they're already... Yeah, okay. We're still good. into the Royal. We could do that, get the Celestis back, and like they could still do a bunch of stuff. At this point, I think I'm less worried about Fading Hope. Yeah, pass the turn. The River's Rebuke and that resets Malcolm. That's not nothing. And that's honestly probably like just the biggest one for them. Oh, but they have to pitch the extra card. Time Wipe. Return a creature you control to its owner's hand to destroy all creatures. Alright. Put Malcolm in my hand. The tower is destroyed. Pass. Replay Malcolm. My turn. And that's a land that we don't really care too much about. This is return up to one target creature to its owner's hand. Whenever one or more creatures deal combat damage. And alright, so they can still Reverse Rebuke us. And that doesn't do anything except set Malcolm back a little bit. Wow! Rude! Then discard 2 cards. I will drop... what we got? The Sanctuary card is actually pretty great. Drop an island. Drop island? Sure. Alright, so what do we want to do now? Because I can lay claim all that the target player controls to their owner's hands. Okay. I can still play Rise from the Tides, but not when the River's Rebuke is there. I don't know that there's anything I want to get until I have Malcolm going. You can always stasis field the Malcolm. But I think at this point, we just do it back to Malcolm. Yeah? Yeah. So Mystic Sanctuary, we can get back... Oh, what back that actually deals with Narset. Yep, Narset's out. Bolas's Clutches. Trying to think here. Probably the Flow of Knowledge, right? No, Storm Tamer, not quite. Mystical Dispute. The Flow of Knowledge is what gives us the biggest way to just like dig. That feels nasty. Don't have anything to like deal with hexproof. Now she's on the. And then let's just try and like make the best of this. Okay. The stasis field never helps us. Low knowledge? Not exactly what I was hoping for. We have some counter magic. None of this works. The River's Rebuke is like probably the most brutal thing here. So Narset goes off. Narset gets to attack. Right now we're currently trying to do something. I can blink of an eye, Malcolm. I think I just have to let it go. And pray to God they don't have, like, something ridiculous off the top. Yep. Alright, spin that top, Narset. So they get Arcane Bombardment, Chandra Hope's Beacon, and Get Lost. And this copies. They just get that for free. First instant sorcery spell each turn, exile at random. Nope, that's game. Maybe I got too jumpy by just not letting the River's Rebuke resolving. Yep, and that's gonna be it. Folks, I hope you enjoyed hanging out today. I always enjoy doing it. I'm sorry that the Atraxa deck, unfortunately, was not performing. There's a lot of pilot error today. And a lot of stuff that we're just gonna have to revisit, redo. Really just try and make this deck my own. Because I want to believe in Atraxa. I feel like Atraxa can still work. Just so hard to make 4-color work. Like, the payoff here is real. There's got to be a way to do it. There's got to be. But we'll handle that next week. Reminder that I am going to be... let's see. I'm going to be streaming with Kyria Nebrius. So let me go ahead and give her a quick shout out. That should be on Wednesday, assuming that everything works out. Yep, so on Wednesday, we should be doing Frog Factions. On Friday, I've got Thanksgiving dinner with my family. Monday, we should be fine. We should be back with more Magic. We'll see you next time, folks. Same hero time, same hero channel. Bye-bye.